Hello, everybody. There we are. Yay! We did it. We did it. Yay. Okay. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the rewatchers, especially because I don't know if a lot of you know that we go live here once a month, hopefully going to be going live more. I would imagine some of my beautiful friends from Periscope might be joining us, which is wonderful. So I do go live over there as well. This is the Living Theosophy YouTube channel, and we are live with a like. I bet you that might be Artie Baker. Artie, there he is. There he is. I was having an issue. Well, lots of issues with the green light and stuff like that. So I'm going to say, hi there. I love you. Hi there, sweet. Hi, Prospero. Hi. I love you. Hang on. I want to try not to be my Periscope self. It's hard with Artie Baker here. I love you, Artie. I love you, Prospero. Hi there, Asha. There they are. Okay. YouTube family, please meet. Please meet. Yes, you did. Please meet my Periscope friends. Okay. Living Theosophy is a brand, as I am a former radio and television broadcaster now voicing the ancient teachings of Theosophy. If you don't have your Light on the Path book, please go to the Living Theosophy. I don't know why you need this because you're already on the YouTube channel. Go to the Living Theosophy website and download. There are 3 eBooks there that you can download absolutely free. There's also audiobooks. They're available for sale there at a very reduced price. And anything that does come back in goes to keeping these teachings and keeping them free. Okay, so we can carry them out into the world, because it is not about me, the individual here, this person, the former radio broadcaster. That doesn't matter. I am a voice. I am a voice, a companion. And the best way to describe what is being done here was given to me, I believe it was a Theosophical Society out of New Zealand. They're the Sunshine Coast. They said, we are bees cross-pollinating, which I thought was so beautiful. That is the perfect way to describe that. There she is. Oh, she says, I may proceed. Asha, thank you. I may proceed. Asha is here. Welcome, Asha. I love you guys. I really appreciate you being here. The Theosophical Society out of, I want to say, of the Sunshine Coast, they said, we are worker bees for Theosophy, and we are cross-pollinating. So see, it isn't about one bee, and that's why it is not about me. So if you have your book, great. If you don't, please go get one. There's a free download at the website. I will include a link once I get a chance to edit this later on today, so it should be up soon if it's not up now. And I'm going to go ahead. What I do is I read to you, and we can talk. Oh my God! Thank you, Asha. Thank you. That means so much. That means so much to me. What she just did there. What she just did. Look at that. That amount will go back into doing this and carrying this out to more people. Thank you, Asha. Thank you, sweetheart. That means everything. Isn't that sweet? Thank you. The super hearts received over at Periscope, which is like more of a reality peek into our lives when we're not doing Living Theosophy. All of that Artie Baker is a very big supporter over there. All of that goes into the publishing of these books, the hardware, software, all the stuff to keep these teachings free. They should always be free. You should never pay for them. And they are not from one individual. They belong to everybody. Some people have written them down, but they are not the source of these teachings. So go get your book, and let's get into the thing before I babble for 30 minutes. I've already been on for 3 or 4. So we have a few of you. Oh, so sweet. Thank you, Asha. I think what she gave here is called super chats. And I believe that's where Periscope got the idea for super hearts. Okay. So last time Sonam was here, I remember she was in the group. She was one of the ones, and I believe RD also came in with this when we were talking about the great battle. Okay. Whenever you read these teachings, the Theosophical teachings, this is a good place to start. If this is overwhelming you, the Secret Doctrine down there, that is a textbook for humanity. And it is science. It is astrology. It is the origin of the universe, the origin of man, the origin of the solar system, the origin of the multiverses, the origin of time and space. It is everything, and these teachings are ancient. A huge section was written down at the end of the 1800s, the 19th century, and this is one of them. Okay, this is actually something that is tiny and it's light. It's great to begin with, but it's a powerful punch. So when you revisit this book, even when I was getting the notes ready for this, I'm like, I never have seen that in here. And I have studied this book for 8 years now. Anyway, there's new stuff every time. I don't know how that happens, but it does. So when you revisit them, new things come out. This is a great place to start. And there are plenty of things to learn. So I will read this with you. I'll read your comments. Please look at this as, instead of being in a room together, we're in a global digital room together. So I am a bee cross-pollinating with you. You are just as important as anybody. So I am not teaching you and doling these out to you, from me to you. They are ours, and I am just speaking right now. But when you type, I will share what you say. So we're sharing this floor, and this is a circle. It's not a podium, blah, blah, blah. It is a circle. Okay. And we are all each other. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So last time on Live Light 8, and if you haven't caught that, you can catch the replays on that if you wish. We were up to axiom and rule number 20, and we were talking about the great battle. And I don't know if RD, you may remember that, talking about the great battle of, basically, it was overcoming ourselves, the world of the senses, the world of the five senses, the sensual world, not just sex, but everything that is senses, our eyes, our ears, touch, taste, feel, smell, all of that. Okay, overcoming that, the world, which would also be the vices of men, selfishness, greed, pride, lust, all of that. Anyway, okay, so overcoming that's important, because if you overcome these and you keep overcoming them, you don't actually ever graduate. You keep overcoming yourself. You are able to hear these teachings, and they come through a little bit more clearly. So welcome to all of you. There's 8 of you here, which is awesome. That's good. Okay. So we're going to revisit a little bit what we talked last week. We're going to revisit what we talked about last week, which was recognizing that every experience in life is a test. Everything is a test. No matter how small, everything is a test. Each man is to himself absolutely the way, the truth, and the life. This is you. But he is only so when he grasps his whole individuality firmly. By the force of his awakened spiritual will, recognizes this individuality as not himself. So, okay. Hi there, Merritt. Welcome. Yes, senses and the deadly sins. Hi there, Merritt. Welcome to you. You are always welcome here. This is a lovely, amazing group of 9 people. I'm so grateful that you're here. Okay, Merritt, if you haven't got your book, please do so. You're able to get it for free at the Living Theosophy website and the Living Theosophy bookshop. Okay. Okay. But okay. But that thing which he has with pain created for his own use, psychological pain and suffering in this world, is important. Pain is the usher to wisdom, if you allow it to be. I will repeat that again. This is me speaking now. I'm speaking from experience, and I didn't understand this, and I wish that younger me would have. Pain is the usher of wisdom, if we allow it to be. Okay. And by means of which he purposes, as his growth slowly develops his intelligence to reach to the life beyond individuality, when he knows that for his wonderful, complex, separated life exists, then, and then only, is he on the way. That's what we talked about last week. And I'm sorry I was a little distracted. I want to make sure. Hi there. Can I make that any bigger? Hi there. I can see. Is it Rolty? Hi, hey. Is it Rolty? Am I saying that wrong? I apologize. I want to be able to make that bigger. Does anybody know how to make that bigger for blind old people? Hang on. Nope, I can't. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I have no idea where you are. Oh, no. Okay. Hang on. I have no idea where you are. There you are. I'm never going to do that again. Okay. Anyway. So really quick, when he says, when he grasps his whole individuality firmly and realizes that it is not just the individual personality, it is far more than that, but you're part of the whole. Let's move forward. Okay, this is a treatise written for the personal use of those who are ignorant of the Eastern wisdom and those who desire to enter into its influence. Have you ever wanted to know about what is inside the Upanishads, in the Vedas, in the Jewish mysticism? If you ever wanted to know, where did these religions come from? What are they based upon? If you want to start, this is where I would start. Look up, then it is. It's easy to start here. Let's do that. Okay. It also, Helena Petrovna Blavatsky writes about this particular book, which was written down by Mabel Collins in 1885. I know that doesn't sound very long ago, but a ton came through at the end of the 19th century. Helena Petrovna Blavatsky says that this little book is a true jewel, and it belongs to and emanates from the same school of Indo-Aryan and Buddhist thought and learning as the teachings in the Secret Doctrine. Okay, this really quick, let me tell you, this comes in 2 volumes. It is massive. And daunting is the word that comes to mind. This one, there's 2 of them, Anthropogenesis. The first one is Cosmogenesis. And there's a 3rd volume, which I would say stay away from. That's just my opinion. And we can talk about that more later. But right now we need to get to number 9. Number 9. Okay, so you will also hear them talk about the masters of wisdom. Who are they speaking about? We're talking about the elders of humanity, the elder brothers, those who have come before. There is still help here on the planet. It is not just something that is beyond the clouds, far away. It is within you, and it is not far away. There are people here who are here to help. You can call them avatars or whatever you wish, but that's what they mean when they say the word masters. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go. We're in number 21. These are written in, these are axiom rules or laws, and they are paradoxical. So, okay. Oh, there's 10 of you. Hi there. Welcome. I don't know if I can see my comments. I'm down at the bottom. I see Merritt has said Asha. Hi. So I hope if I'm missing something, I don't know, call me, I guess. I don't know what to do. Okay. Look for the flower to bloom in the silence that follows the storm. Not till then. Okay, the storm that we talked about, this massive storm, the battle of overcoming your lower self, your higher overcoming your lower self. A lot of people never do leave the world of the senses. They never see beyond that. When you begin to, look for the flower to bloom in the silence that follows the storm. Not till then. It shall grow, it will shoot up, and it will make branches and leaves and form buds while the storm continues. Okay? While the battle lasts, but not until the whole personality of the man is dissolved and melted. Not until it is held by the divine fragment which created it as a mere subject for grave experiment and experience. I know some of this might be weird for you at first, but just listen. Not until the whole nature has yielded and become subject unto its higher self can the bloom open. Does anybody who's watching right now have any thoughts on this? Because I want to include you. I don't want to speak at you. I want to speak with you. So let me see here. I'm going to do a test. Test alone, just to see if I can see the bottom. Okay. Yeah, I can see the bottom. Okay. Do you have any thoughts on this? Basically, when I first heard the personality of the man needing to be destroyed, I was frightened by that. That was a very scary thing. I thought, how then, what is the purpose of these individualities, these individual lives that we have? What's the purpose of it? How come we must destroy that? I thought it was important that I was a disc jockey or that I was Ann Kelly or whatever, whoever it was that I am. I thought that was important, that I'm a mother and those things. But anyway, it's not important. And we need to overcome that. It says, then will come a calm such as comes in a tropical country after the heavy rain. My first thoughts of a reference. Yes, Kundalini. Hi, awakened warrior. Yes, the Kundalini. And what is your understanding about the Kundalini as it awakens the spine with the awakening of the colors of the chakras and becoming open to set ourselves free of the structure that was built no longer serves us? Yes, the awakening. As you become awake, you are an energetic being living in a meat suit. I always think of R.D. Baker when I say that, because I remember us talking about that or laughing about that. It is a meat suit. We're wearing a meat suit. The meat suit's not important. The force, the source that is that power the beyond you. Yes, that is beyond you and beyond us. When we're in the world of the senses, watching movies, in the world of just, relationships, small things, these things are important. How you handle yourself in those situations is important. Nothing is unimportant, but beyond the world of the senses is something far greater. And yes, Kundalini would be along those lines. And I know some people say that they've experienced that, but I think those that actually have experienced it don't need to say that they've experienced it. So just follow your nose, trust your gut. And if you're interested in this stuff, it's all talked about in the teachings of Theosophy. Activating an awareness to our true self, to our higher self. Yes, yes, and yes. Very, very good. Awakened warrior, activating an awareness of our true self. Yes, you're far more than just the meat suit. You're far more than just this earthly personality this time around. You're far more than just the person that's typing as awakened warrior, way shower, or even as we're here in this group. This is a really powerful place to be because you have people that are wishing to see beyond that and actually are accessing something beyond themselves. This is wonderful. Okay, so yes. Okay, when nature works so swiftly that one may see her action, such a calm will come to the harassed spirit. Such a calm will come, and in the deep silence, the mysterious event will occur, which will prove that the way has been found. Call it by whatever name you will. It is a voice that speaks when there is none to speak. Okay? It's not the voice of your conscience. I shouldn't say that. I don't believe it is the voice of your conscience. It is a higher voice. They're close. There's also the voice of the ego, the lower self, the one who gets offended all the time, that's very judgmental. There are several things going on inside of us. But the voice of the silence, which is a book written down by HPB, also not very big. I hope to continue to do book studies on this as well. But listen. It is a voice that speaks where there is none to speak. It is a messenger that comes within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You are the temple. A message will come, a messenger that comes, a messenger without form or substance. Don't wait for astral bodies to come and tell you what to do. Or it is the flower of the soul that has opened. Yes, Awaken. Thank you for being here, Awakened Warrior. Welcome. I need to follow you back. I'm used to the Periscope way of doing things. Okay. It cannot be described by any metaphor, but it can be felt after, looked for, and desired, even amid the raging of the storm. Now, the storm, I interpret this to be, again, the battle of your higher and lower self. As Krishna and Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is the higher self, the Atma, up, and Arjuna, you have being what it's like to be in these meat suits, in this very confusing, very painful world, and overcoming and accessing that. You have access to this right now. You are this. You're far more than that, actually. You're far more than just this and that. Your potential is amazing and endless. And this, when you apply these teachings, when you understand and you start to study and apply and become and practice them, it isn't about you being on a global stage or wealthy or any of those things, but you become kindness, you become compassion, you become love, you become forgiveness, you become all of those understanding, you become all of that. And that's what's important. That's what I understand it to be. Okay. All right. It cannot be described by a metaphor, but it can be felt after, looked for, and desired, even amid the raging of the storm. The silence may last a moment. Oh, hi there. Infinite Aura Freedom. What a wonderful name. I love you. I promised I wasn't going to get too excited. I have to try to remember not to bring my personality into it, but I'm so grateful for you. Okay. The silence may last a moment of time, or it may last 1,000 years, but it will end. Yet you carry its strength with you. Okay. Again and again, the battle must be fought and won. So you must go through overcoming yourself and all the crappy things that happen and all the things that you do. Because when you you stumble and fall, you will have to overcome yourself again and again and again. And it is not just this lifetime. This is my understanding. I can't say anything is true for you. I can only speak what is true for me. And through the application and practice of these teachings, I have found purpose. I have found calm. I have found joy. Don't no longer fear death. I would have to say that everything people come back with a near-death experience, the things that they say, it's in here. We're studying this book now. It's in these teachings. It is. Okay. So again and again and again and again, the battle must be fought and won. It is only for an interval. It is only for an interval that nature, capitalized, nature can be still. Okay. So don't expect a euphoric spiritual orgasm for all eternity because you were able to see something physically like a ghost or something, or have a spiritual experience. Don't expect that. From my personal experience, it doesn't happen like that. It's not about exciting things like looking into a crystal ball and seeing things like that. Those are real things. And if you want to learn about psychic powers and what not to do, they're in here too. Okay, so that's one of the things I will say on this channel. A majority of the people are here because in one of the chapters, it does talk about clairvoyance, and one of the tags brings the people in here because they want immediate power and they want to have power over other people, which let me tell you, you can't have. You can't do that. And it will always come back at you much worse. But anyway, that's what people are doing here on this channel. Some people come in for that, but either way, you're welcome. Please keep studying. Please keep looking. Okay, so there's a note here that says it's only for an interval that nature can be still. 5, this is number 5, it's a little footnote. The opening of the bloom is the glorious moment when perception awakes. And with it comes knowledge, certainty, confidence, okay? There is a confidence that will come from within, okay? The pause of the soul is the moment of wonder. And the next moment of satisfaction, that is the silence. Now, this may seem weird and poetic, like a metaphysical poem, but listen, and read for yourself these teachings, okay? Know, O disciple, and that simply means those who are on the path. We're all, if you're here listening for more than 1 second, then you are one too. That those who have passed through the silence know that when they have felt its peace, and remained, let's start again. Know, O disciple, that those who have passed through the silence and felt its peace and retained its strength, they long that you shall pass through it also. So you have cheerleaders. You have people that are rooting for you. You have souls and spirits that are looking for you to evolve and move forward. They are helpers of humanity, okay? And they are here. They want you to pass through. You have help and you are worthy. Okay, you are so important. Okay, therefore, in the hall of learning, when he is capable of entering there, the disciple will always find his master. And that means teacher. That means whatever you're supposed to learn next will come for you. That is my understanding. Always know that you need to understand on your own. I don't want to say my truth is your truth. Yes, I had an experience like that, but realized to stay there would no. Okay, yes, good. That is a very humble and honest answer. I'm glad that you shared that. Thank you. Awakened Warrior talks about if you have a spiritual experience where you see a ghost or have a psychic thing happen, and a lot of people think, that's it. And they're still in the mind of the ego. They're in the mind of thought and knowledge and intellect. They're not in the heart. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's very wise. I think that's wonderful that you shared that. Thank you for being here. Okay. This is important. Those that ask shall have. But though the ordinary man asks perpetually, like the ones who come for the clairvoyance, his voice is not heard. For he asks with his mind only. And the voice of the mind is only heard on the plane on which the mind acts, here in the physical world. So if you ask for pride, if you ask for greed, if you ask for selfishness, it stays here. And sometimes you get answered, but it stays here. And that comes back on you. This is a very painful place to be. Therefore, Oh, here it is. Yeah. Therefore, not until the first 21 rules are passed. And we covered these in the last 8 light episodes, or you can read them in the book, which I highly suggest you do. So it has none of my flavor in it at all, but your own experience. Therefore, not until the first 21 rules are passed do I say that those that shall ask shall have. Okay, not until all these strange paradoxical things like seek not ambition and all those things. That let's do the 21 rules now. If I've still got a few people are staying here, I don't know if you're if you well, yeah, there's a few of you here. Let's do it. Okay, the rules 21. Let's just read them. Kill out ambition, kill out desire of life. Remember their paradoxes. Kill out desire of wisdom. 4, work as those who are ambitious and respect life as those who desire it. Be happy as those who live for happiness. They will confuse if you listen with your intellectual mind. Just listen to them. Kill out all desire of separateness. Kill out desire for sensation. Kill out the hunger for growth. Desire only that which is within you. Desire only that which is beyond you. Desire only that which is unattainable. Desire power ardently. Desire peace fervently. Desire possessions above all. But those possessions must belong to the pure soul only. And they are for everyone, not just you. Not you. There's a lot of suffering on this path, okay? Seek out the way. Seek the way by retreating within. Seek the way by advancing boldly without. And 20, seek it not by one road, not just one single road. So, okay, I know. And it's been years, and every time I crack it, I still see something different. I don't know how that happens. You know this back and forth if you read it all the time, wouldn't you? But something new comes out. Listening intent. Oh, bless you, Artie. You're still here. I love you. Okay. Those that ask shall have. Okay, we talked about that. But though the ordinary man asks perpetually, everybody wants. You know, I want the power. I want to know. I want to be a teacher. I want to be the next Wayne Dyer. I want to be the next Jesus. I want to be want. I want to know the secrets of life. I want to know what is beyond this world. Why are we? Who are we? Where are we? How are we? When are we? We all want to know, right? Those that ask shall have. I'm going to repeat this. But though the ordinary man asks perpetually, his voice is not heard, for he asks with his mind only. And the voice of the mind is only heard on the plane on which the mind acts, which is here in the physical world. Therefore, not until the first 21 rules are passed, which we just mentioned, and they do sound confusing, I highly recommend studying them for yourself again and again and again. When they're passed, those that ask shall have. To read in the occult sense. Now, occult means, again, we've talked about this before, but simply the unknown. It is out of the it's been spun to mean something negative, but it has been spun by religiosity and churchianity to mean something negative. It is just outside of the known, okay? To read in the occult sense is to read with the eyes of the spirit. To ask is to feel the hunger within. I call it, it's like an insatiable, crushing need to ease the suffering of all beings on this planet, to do something. And it is with the empaths that are coming in now. There are some very tender souls coming in with massive empathy. And I believe that this will help them because they'll figure out what they need to do with it. I believe they're coming in and a lot of them spiral into, as I did, codependence and just self-destruction. Okay. So here we go. Okay. To ask is to feel the hunger within, the yearning of spiritual aspiration. To be able to read means having obtained the power in a small degree of gratifying that hunger. So spiritual aspiration, what for? For money? For fame? Don't bother. For power? Don't bother. Okay, when the disciple is ready to learn, then he is accepted, acknowledged, and recognized. It must be so. For he has lit his lamp, and it cannot be hidden. But to learn the impossible, but to learn is impossible until the first great battle has been won. The mind may recognize truth, but the spirit cannot receive it. Once having passed through the storm and attained the peace, it is then always possible to learn, even though the disciple waver, hesitate, and turn aside. It's not going to be an easy ride. It's not going to be a straight shot. It's not going to be just one lifetime. It's okay. Let's go back. I've got to stop interjecting my digressions here. Okay. Once having passed through the storm and attained the peace, it is then always possible to learn, even though the disciple waver, hesitate, and turn aside. The voice of the silence remains within him, and though he leave the path utterly, yet one day it will resound and rend him asunder and separate his passions from his divine possibilities. Let me read that again because I stumbled a little bit. I think my contacts are getting foggy. Okay. The voice of the silence remains within him, and though he leave the path utterly, yet one day it will resound and rend him asunder and separate his passions from his divine possibilities. Then, with pain and desperate cries from the deserted lower self, he will return. In other words, this part here, it is very difficult to overcome yourself, your lower self, the world of, well, the vices. It's easy to think of them when you think of greed and lust and gluttony and pride and ego and, being beautiful and famous and success and having all and all the things that cause most suffering. It's ignorance, superstition, fear, greed, selfishness. Let's just stop there. It's easy. Selfishness is the biggest vice of man. And all of those things are rooted in selfishness. So anyway, okay. So with pain and desperate cries from the deserted lower self, oh, please come back and serve me in this physical world so I can just be absolutely a really big fish in a small pond and take advantage of all these other people and be selfish. We see that a lot. However, there's far more important things to do when you are here. How you act, no matter what your caste or creed or sex or status, it doesn't matter how you behave. Like yesterday when I was with Graham, Graham has the kindest, most beautiful soul. And he has been through a very hard life. But in spite of that, he is still kind. He's pure gold. He is pure gold. He is true beauty. And so I see that in him. Okay. Therefore I say, peace be with you. My peace I give unto you. This is coming from the book, not me. Can only be said by the master to the beloved disciples who are as himself. Did you hear that? Let's say it again. Therefore I say, peace be with you. My peace I give unto you. Can only be said by the master to the beloved disciples, that's you, who are as himself. The masters are ascended humans, beings who are here to help humanity. Don't trip on that. Don't worry about that. We need to look for the similarities. Let us look at the similarities of the world's religions. Let us look at our similarities as human beings, as beings. Okay. There are some even among you. Yeah, here we go. There are some even among those who are ignorant of the Eastern wisdom, to whom this can be said, and to whom it can be daily be said, with more completeness. So I take that as it doesn't matter who you are, or where you are, or what you are. If you are here and you wish to follow this empathetic vibe of love for humanity, there is work to be done, a lot. So these teachings are uniting. They're not dividing. They're inclusive, not exclusive. They belong to everyone, not just from some building somewhere. And there's no judgment, no fear, no none of that. It's love and compassion. Okay, regard the three truths. They are equal. These written above are the first of the rules, which are written on the walls of the Hall of Learning. For anybody wondering, the Hall of Learning, to me, in my understanding, what do we call it? They call it not the astral. What is that? Okay, now I've lost it. Hang on one second. I need your help. Oh God, astral plane. No, hang on. The Akashic records. That's what they call them. Okay, the Hall of Learning. These written above the first are the rules of which are written on the walls of the Hall of Learning. Now, I may be wrong. It may not be the Akashic records. That's just what I take it as. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. See, thank God for you guys. Okay, here are the 3 rules. They're equal and they're very important as we wrap up section 1. Okay, those that ask shall have. Those that desire to read shall read. Those who desire to learn shall learn. Peace be with you. And that is the end of part 1. Now, I'm going to follow that up with something very important that was said by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. First deserve, then desire to learn. So take care of all the stuff that's going on in your world and the lower self, align that, and then aspire to go forward. Okay. So when everybody wants to have all this stuff and still be drinking and still be whoring around and still be stealing and still be doing all that stuff, deserve, then desire. Yes, RD. Yes. First deserve. And you know whether you deserve to move forward or not. You know when you're not true to yourself. Remember, be worthy. Yes, yes, yes. To thine own self be true. What does that mean? It doesn't mean you get to have a whole bunch of stuff all for yourself. It means you must align yourself with truth and what's the word? Basically, just be integrity. Be integrity and be true to that integrity. And this, you know when you're lying to yourself, and you know when you are you're not being fair, when you're being judgmental, when you're sneaking a few things here and there. Be pure, be loving, be worthy. And RD is one of the kindest and most loving people I've ever met, even though I've never met him. But I don't know what goes on in your daily world, but I do know of your gentle, loving nature. That's important. So yes, deserve then desire. So to overcome yourself, a lot of people think, well, they want an easy way. They want to pay their way into heaven. Heaven is here on earth. Okay. It's here. It's not, you're in eternity as much as you will ever be. And a dimension, a change of dimension or a different plane is not a different place, but a different state of being. That's in here too. So a different state of being. That's why when we talk about the past and the future and the present all being part of the same, Einstein talks about that. So what we're doing here affects then and now. And it seems so confusing, but the more you study, the more you realize how very little you know and how much more you want to learn. So if you want to learn, if you're here on this channel because the tags brought you in, which will be compassion or the Theosophical studies, I am a former radio broadcaster wishing to be a worker bee for Theosophy. And it may not ever, I may not see any fruition, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. If somewhere down the road, somewhere, somebody is able to understand and become their own living theosophy where they're able to apply these. And then it's kind of like the candles, like we talked about the candles. Remember, if you're a candle, you have a light, people can light their lights from you. And then they go off and they light other people and other people light from them. It's a very dark place. There's much suffering here. There's not much of that today. I know I see that. This was, truly beautiful. I found a home. Welcome, awakened. Oh, warrior, bless you. You are always welcome here. I do these live book studies once a month. I need to do them weekly, and I will get there. We've just got so many things going on. I am Living Theosophy across all platforms. I share the memes. I share some of the teachings with Manly P. Hall. I share his stuff. I share a lot of stuff that I really feel is where I'm studying that particular day, but I'm also practicing. I must become it. And it's interesting how, we want to change the world. All these people say, I need to wake up the world. You got to wake up yourself first. And there's so much to do. And I see 777 Wolf saying there's not much of that today. I believe I have hope for humanity. And I may be crazy, but I believe in that love. I can feel it. I can feel it as I'm speaking to you now. It's almost bursting through my chest. I believe in unity and compassion and love. And I may be crazy. Yes, change starts from within. It does. RD, it does. By the way you act and react. Yes, yes. If you can feel it, good. Okay. Then I didn't know what to do. I was looking for it all over the place. Where is it? Is it in the New Age bookshops? Is it in church? Where the hell is it? I couldn't find it until I came across these books. Then when I came across these books, I thought I have to do something. What do I do? I don't know how to help. What do I do? And I was thinking, well, how do I help? So I decided to read the books and I put them up on YouTube. I have great hope. And yes, good. Then good. It is an honor to be here with you and be worker bees together. I am not a teacher. I don't like that when people say you need to put your name down on your business cards. You need to, say you are a teacher. And I know probably somebody did mention to me that that is a form of egotism. And I went, whoops, I don't want to be egotistical. I didn't know that. Maybe, I don't know. I'll just do the work that is put in front of me, and I will do it, and I will show up and do it. And so all of these things like Instagram and Twitter and the Facebook page and the website, all of it is a labor of love. Voicing the books is a labor of love. Doing these is a labor of love. Anything received here is always, it's put back into these to carry them further into the world. And I will speak wherever I'm asked to speak or wherever I can speak. And I will speak for as long as I can speak, because I believe this is important. And the message, if you were to boil it down, is compassion. And there's so much more about karma and balance and everything. It's all in there. It's all in the teachings of Theosophy. So on the Periscope channel, I will say here, because I have some Periscope friends here, is that it's a little more play. It's a little bit more into what we are and do. But you will see some of the things that happen in that Periscope channel. You'll see my reaction to some things. It will be through the practice of Theosophy, through the practice of these ancient teachings. And it isn't just Theosophy. It isn't an exclusive, has to be Theosophical or else. And it isn't Theosophy just for the people who are members of the club. Theosophy for everyone, not the few. It's time. Yeah, Yogi Philosophy. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Prospero. Yes, thank you. The Yogi Philosophy, that was the first book. What he's talking about there, it's free here on this website. I just sat down and voiced the first chapter in 2014, and I went, this is so important. There's something so valuable here. And the Yogi Philosophy book was pointing towards this book. It was this book they're talking about. And so I went to find this book. Then I went to go study with the Theosophical Society. Then I was wondering, where the hell is everybody? And there was no one there. I mean, there really was maybe 3 people at the building in London. And I thought, how come the whole wide world doesn't know about this? And I thought, well, if they're not doing it, then I'll just do what I think I need to do. I have no idea. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it. So there, we just did it together. 41 minutes and 11 people stayed. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Thank you, Asha, for that beautiful super chat. I didn't even know that was enabled. I think Sonam did it last time. And anything that is received here, great. Thank you. It will go right back into carrying the teachings and keeping them alive and free. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. Okay, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. Okay. I do need to do this. If you like this, please share this. If you know anybody who may benefit from it, please share. Please subscribe. I don't like doing that. It's so, I need to get over that. Maybe that's the egotism I still need to overcome. I have to overcome a lot of stuff, but I think that's probably an issue for me. Please share. Please subscribe. If you go to the Living Theosophy website, you can get these free books for download. If you wish to, the audiobooks that are purchased there, they're for a much lower price. Thank you. Thank you. I got another super chat. That's a really big deal. Thank you. It means so much. Thank you. Because it all goes right back into this. It goes right back into this. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. I feel the same way about you. We're all learning together. We're in a circle. I'm not at a podium. The audiobooks that are available from the website, the Living Theosophy website, they're at a reduced cost. There are support packages if you wish to support this channel and you buy those audiobooks, which is me voicing these books for you. You get them at a reduced price and they all go back into carrying the teachings for free. So you are such a gift and you are where all of this takes place. It isn't about me. It's not about the books. It's not even about what's in the books. It's about how you practice and become these. It's about you. I love you. I need to go edit some stuff. And I promise to be back here more. There's so much to study. I love you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you on all of the platforms you will share. So, bless you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you. And it is kind of a mausoleum here. I don't go live as much as I should, but I will. I will. Thank you, RD. RD. If you don't know who RD Baker is, he's one of the most lovely souls ever. He's such a support and a beautiful person. He's such a good person. It's such an honor to have you here. And Asha was here as well. Thank you. All right, I'm going to close this. I still don't know how to do that well, but I will have it tagged with the links coming up. Please share, subscribe, help, and become a living theosophist wherever you are. Okay? You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to do anything. And it's not about me. It's about you. And that's about us. and it's about compassion and love. I'll see you soon. Bye, you guys. Okay, here we go. End stream. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.